Hey there, trainers. How's it going? Angel of the Night here. We are back with battle number 19 in the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 2. And of course, our opponent here today is going to lead off with a Muk and a Smeargle. But this is not just any Muk, this is an Alolan Muk. With our team, of course, we're going to come in with our Murkrow and our Sneasler. Now, the big reason why we decided to bring in the Murkrow is because of Haze. Haze is a big deal in this battle, mainly because of the whole Muk situation. You guys are going to find that out here fairly shortly. So in comes the fake out from the Smeargle, of course, being able to flinch the Sneasler, but we also managed to get our Tailwind set up here as well, which means it's going to boost up our speed for approximately 5 turns. Muk has decided to go in for the Minimize, and of course that boosts the evasion. And of course, with Smeargle, Moody also is going to change the stats with that as well. So, if we take a look at Smeargle, its defense is lowered, but its special defense is boosted. And of course, Muk's evasion is quite high. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for the Haze here, and then we're going to go in for the attack onto the Muk. And this is basically going to reset all of the stats on the field back to normal. So all of these crazy stat changes and evasions are completely different. So we've gone in for the Dire Claw here. We managed to hit the Alolan Muk. We've also been able to paralyze it, which means that it will be possibly slower, but also as well may also be unable to move. So here we go. There's the paralysis onto the Muk. And of course, it looks like it's going to get a little bit of the health back there due to leftovers, which is kind of actually weird considering that normally you would think that there might be like Black Sludge. I wonder what actually regains more health, Black Sludge or leftovers. But anyways, that's besides the point here. We are going to go in for the Foul Play into the Smeargle. And then of course, we're also going to go for the Close Combat into the Muk here once again. So here we go, we actually do get a serious amount of damage off onto that Muk, though we are lowering our defense and our special defense. However, we do have a Murkrow that can Haze, so that might actually be able to reset over time. We actually are going to see a Spore coming from the Smeargle into the Sneasler, and of course, now that means that our next attack is not going to be a thing. Muk, of course, is going to go in for the Minimize here, and that is going to raise its evasion there once again. And that could pose to be a little bit of a problem, because if we can't actually hit it, you know what? We're not going to be able to take it out. But Murkrow is the secret weapon here. Obviously, we are going to decide to go for the Haze. Haze is going to reset all of the stats back to normal, which then means that we may be able to potentially hit the Muk with an attack. You know, as long as Sneasler wakes up, of course. So, Smeargle is going to go back to the party, and a new Pokemon is going to come in. It looks like it's going to be Clefairy. Now, Clefairy does have that potential of the whole Follow Me, and of course it's Evilated, which means that its defenses are going to be quite boosted and quite jacked up. Sneasler is still asleep, not going to be able to do anything here, and Muk gets another Minimize. Okay, the evasion has been risen there again. And, you know, if you don't have Haze for this kind of a team, it could pose to be quite the threat. Okay, so our 2 Pokemon are still asleep here. I'm really hoping that Murkrow is going to be able to wake up and get that Haze. With the Sneasler, of course, we are going to go in for, I believe it's the Rock Slide here. And the Rock Slide is so that way we can hit 2 Pokemon at once. If we can hit the 2 Pokemon, potentially we could flinch one of them, but we also might be able to knock one of them out as well, because Muk is very, very low in HP here. So we're just kind of waiting for our opponent here to make their decision. Of course, as you can see, Murkrow is still asleep. That's unfortunate. Sneasler is going to be able to wake up, and we are going to go for that Rock Slide. Of course, we're not going to be able to hit the Muk because obviously Rock Slide is 75% accurate, and with the whole situation with the Muk and the evasion, we're not going to be able to do much there. But it is paralyzed, which means that it's not going to be able to attack this turn. Clefairy does get flinched, so it's not going to be able to make a move this turn, which is okay with me, quite frankly. We don't really want Clefairy being able to do much here. We're going to go for the Haze here with the Murkrow again, and then of course we are going to go in for the attack onto the Muk. So this team that we're facing has 2 support Pokemon so far. I think the key factor of this team is the Alolan Muk. So as long as we can thwart the Muk in its strategy, we should be okay. And I think we're doing a pretty decent job of that here at this time. Murkrow has woken up, of course, and we're going to go for the Haze, which means that we're going to reset all of the stats of that Alolan Muk. And as you can see, the trainer on the opposing side has gone in and rage quit. But we are going to see the final play here. There's the close combat. We actually be able to pick up the KO onto the Muk. So luckily for us, we were able to knock out that Pokemon. And that is going to be the end of the battle, guys. So our opponent actually, in the end, rage quitted. So if you do enjoy the battles, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Post your comments. I'll see you guys next time.